Shidduch Podcast.
Hey, we're back. IJ and Avery, Nobody Talks Shidduch Podcast, episode 55, Shabbos and Yom Tov. We're going with the working title. Seasons come and go, but Yumtif never changes. We took a little bit of a break, but we're back. Avery, we're back. We made it. This month has been quite rambunctious, to say the least. There's a lot going on, and we're now just reflecting Chagim, Shabbos. It was Shabbos and Chol, Shabbos and Chol, Shabbos and Chol, or like Shabbos Yumtif Chol, that mix. It was a lot to deal with. So we're gonna discuss this in today's episode, and Avery's looking very forward to listening to me bloat for 35 minutes. Right, Avery? Nobody Talks Shidduch Podcast, episode 55. Shabbos, seasons come and go, but Yumtif never changes. We got some Shabbos table talk and dreading Yumtif over this episode. And we have several different topics here. Basically, it's a challenge, to say the least, to be single. But now throw Yom Tov into it. Now throw Shabbos into it. And it's just a non-stop.
Why is that?
Parade of.
Why is it so challenging? Huh?
Well, we'll get. Well, I'll answer that. I'll answer that. But it's just
coming up.
It's this non-stop parade, and like it just cascades. It just grows bigger and bigger. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and I love the Chagim. Don't get me wrong. I love the Chagim. It's a time to reflect. It's a time to be misamech, absolutely everything like that. And I wanted to break it down. There are two sides to the story. There's the fun stuff, and then there's the challenging stuff that when you're dating, when you're in shidduchim, becomes a really big challenge. When you're single, where this is the single siblinghood, Avery, and you need to be there for your fellow brothers and sisters. Amen. Hallelujah. Well, so I think...
Unknown caller.
That's weird. Got a phone call? Avery, you calling me? Oh, my God. So, Shabbos, Yom Tov, Chagim, and everything like that. Avery, what's the worst Yumtif to be single for?
Well, first let's, talk about why it's such a challenge to be single on Yumtif.
Also,
what is Yumtif? What is Yumtif? What is Yumtif? Yumtif is people getting together with their families to enjoy the holidays, take time off from work, take time to go to their community shuls, take time to go to their shuls, take time to go to their, programs with more family and more food, and there's nothing else, such as work, such as podcasts, such as business, hobbies, sports, distractions to distract you. People, myself included, IJ included, if I can speak for him, end up in a place on Yumtif where it's like, where should I be? Should I be with my family? Should I go to friends? Should I go to a program? And people end up in this no man place, no man zone, where they don't feel like they're included in anything, and they don't have something for themselves. So all they can think about is what they want, what they need, what they're looking for, what they're missing. If you have a negative, pessimistic viewpoint of it. But certain holidays are easier than others, like you were saying before. Certain Yom Tovim are easier to deal with than others. And for me, Simchas Torah, which we just ended, was very easy to deal with for whatever reason. I think for me, personally, Simchas Torah was easy to deal with because at this point in time, people are sick of their wives, of their children, the Chol Hamoed trips, Adventureland, this land, that land. What are you doing? I'm not looking at the... No, I don't do that. I speak to people when I talk.
And also, you had to pick the one that I was going to say is the most challenging. Anyway, go on.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's challenging. I think it's actually... it was a big boon to me to be single. Everybody came up to me. Oh my God, you look so happy. You look so... What do you do? I'm like, well, look at me. Do I have a child on my leg? Do I have a wife in my ear? No, I don't.
I totally noticed that,
That's
by the way. I noticed, like, these families were like sick and tired of like the husband and the kids and the wife. I never seen so many like young kids, I don't know, 5, 10, just running around by themselves on the street.
Oh my gosh.
I'm literally walking. I don't know. I walked probably like a mile and a half. You know, I walked everywhere over Yumtif, and they were all over. They're like,
everywhere.
They're just like, get out of here.
Get
I'm
out.
Sick of you. That's
Go.
pretty funny.
I don't care if there's a creepy guy with a white van walking on the streets. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well,
do your thing. They don't care. They don't care. So Simchas Torah was very easy. Sukkot was tough.
Yep.
Because there's that new found freshness of Yumtif, of family getting together. It was a little tougher, Sukkot. You know, it was a little tougher to be.
Oh, so you thought Sukkot was more tough?
For me, yes. Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of plans that go on Sukkot. You know, I think that, well, first of all, I really like what you said before about the Chagim, that it's a time that you kind of retrospecting and you're alone. There's no TV. There's no sports. It's literally just, you know, you and your Yiddishkeit and the community.
Yeah.
You know, some people have such a big family and there they are, they're in the house and they can get away with it. They can literally just be with their family. I know a girl, I'm thinking of her right now, like she doesn't probably leave the house, even for Simchas Torah.
Mm-hmm.
Even for Rush, probably just goes for Yom Kippur, and like she can just escape the whole Yumtif in her house. But at the same time, I could see her thinking like, you know, some sibling's going to make a comment, she's single, this and that. So sometimes, like, you know, community, family, kind of similar in those senses. If you have both, then it's even more tough. Or it could be more rewarding, you know, it could be more rewarding. It's nice to go home too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember before my community collapsed, I know, where's the violin? Whatever. Before my community, my old community where I'm from, outside a town far away where people haven't really heard of anyone, Pelham Parkway, New York. I loved going back. Going back was awesome. The cheerleaders, you know, like the old men in the behind the bima, the cheerleaders, and the old ladies, and everyone loved seeing me. It was such a nice experience. But then, you know, you get older, you move to different areas, and it comes different. You know, you kind of hit that age where everyone's just looking at you, and they're like, no, when are you getting married?
So what are ways to alleviate? What do you do to alleviate that potential stressor of Yom Tov coming up?
Honestly, I'll tell you what I did. It kind of changed. Like when I went to college, your answer directly is I changed shuls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a shul jumper. I have my shul. I pay the dues. The rabbi's on the resume. It's all good. But I jump shuls. You know, I went to an amazing shul this Yom Tov that just passed, and nobody knew me. It was a pretty spitzy shul. I'd say like semi. What was that word you used? Semi awkward, semi off. It was a semi.
They're semi off.
It was a semi off shul.
Right.
And I didn't know anyone.
Yeah, it was all the people.
Great kiddush.
People who
they had just
misfits
enough,
from other shul.
Yeah, literally misfits. Yeah.
Everybody there has left the shul once or twice to go to this one.
Exactly, like because I reside many shuls in protest, you know, and now you know I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to the Aguda, and the Aguda wanted to prove that you were not vaccinated. So I couldn't go there, and then I went to the Young Israel, and they required me to be vaccinated, so I couldn't go there. So it was, I had nowhere to go. So I ended up at this place. And it was nice. Like, no one really knew me. It was fun. I had a few friends, just enough to, like, people to just let you in. Like, yeah, this guy's good. And it was nice. And that's really how I handled it. I went shul jumping because I would say, and I'm late 20s, early 30s, late 20s, and you go back, and I remember in college, I went back and, you're going to be a successful businessman when you're in college, After college, I'm like, yeah, great. I came back a year or two after that. Oh, you're going to be,
who's asking
you're going to move
questions?
here, you're going to move there. And I said,
people in shul are asking you these questions?
Yeah.
They're telling you this?
Absolutely. I'm going to move here. Oh, you're going to finish the daf. Oh, absolutely. Then at some point, they're like, no, where's the wife? Where's the wife? So that's kind of what happens when people go home for the Chagim. That's been my experience with it. How about you, Avery?
No, it's just...
Should people go home for the Chagim? I mean, I think that's the first
Should
question.
they be home?
Should you start, your own life and just say, look, like, I want my own life. I want to do my own thing. Or like there is a minhag that people go back to their families' houses, and when you're a married couple, when you're young married to like an older couple, you go back to the parents' house and then kind of you're established, so it's different. But in this situation, what do you do when you're single?
I think everything is important to do with balance. So you can't overdo it on your family. You can't overdo it on her family. You can't overdo it on her friends. You can't overdo it on your friends, and you can't overdo it on trips. You have to figure out what the balance is and who to go to that keeps you mentally stimulated. You like to go to your, in-laws, let's say, for a meal. All this, we're talking about singles here. Let's say you like to go to your parents for a meal or two. Great, fine. You want to stay there for an entire Yumtif. I hope you don't go insane. That's the type of thing. Like, figure out other outlets and places to be. If you are not just taking a vacation and saying, I'm going away, I'm going to a program, highly recommend the programs too. But again, a balanced approach, I think, keeps everybody happy, and, parents always want more. They always want to see you more.
What if, the family's happy is at your expense? We want you to be home for Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Simchas Torah, every Shabbos in between, or you're out of the will.
Well,
and it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
Right? Now, sometimes it might not, by the way. Like, there have been years where I was, like, so happy to go home. So happy. I think right when I finished college, university, graduate school, and then I went to, working in Manhattan, and I couldn't wait to go home. It was going to be so much fun. That lasted, like, 2 days.
Right. Yeah, after Israel, people come back from Israel.
People get,
and then they're okay. We're back home, and then
enjoyable too.
That takes a year or two to like wear off, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going mad. My parents are making me nuts." Everybody's making me crazy. It's time to get out of here. That lasts a little bit, but as you get older, I think again, like friends, things can be balanced. You find outlets, and. Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, we asked in the poll. There were some people who thought that Purim was a tough Yumtif, and Purim is just a day.
Purim.
I don't know why. I wouldn't have thought.
Right?
I would not think that Purim is so tough. I get it.
I think they were being facetious, but we did mention it. And if I did mention in that episode where I said, Purim was the toughest because they're like it's, the couples are out and all that. I recant that.
It's not.
Because
distractions.
you can go back to your phone. You can go back. You can just kind of shut Purim out.
You can go to work. You can go to work
also,
all day.
Drive. Like
you can drive.
You find out some parties going on. You see on the gram.
Yeah.
You see on WhatsApp. Oh, there's something going on. It looks good. I'll message my friends because, like, let's be real. Like, most guys who are older, guys in general, forget age. Guys, any guy 18 to 35. They're going to have commitment issues.
Right.
What are you doing for Purim? I don't know. Up until the day, I found a place last minute. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. It's tough. And by the way, that is a brutal brick wall that you hit when you're trying to make arrangements for the Chagim. Spending one year I went to the Upper West Side. Never again. My friend mentioned to me, Ruby, this guy Ruby's like, come by, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. What's it like? It sounds good. I'm going to come. So I get there, and like First of all, there were like 6 other people there. It was a 2-bedroom. I don't know where the heck I was sleeping. Mm-hmm. Sleep was important to me at the time. And guys are bouncing all over the walls, blah, blah, blah. And we go to shul, and I'm just thinking, oh, I can't wait to just go back to the apartment, get some food, and we'll figure out, what to do the rest of the few days. And we had no food. There was no food in the apartment. I'm like, dude, what is this? He's like, oh, this is the move. This is the move. Upper West Side. You don't bring food. You try to find a meal. I'm like, try to find a meal. I would have tried to find a meal last week. Had I known that we didn't have any food. You told me this was taken care of. This is a minhag of some single Jewish communities.
It sounds psychotic. But it makes sense because Jews are anxious and psychotic. So I get
it's the whole thing. Like they want people to meet. I think they want people to meet. So it's like you're forced. You're forced to like go meet somebody. We had a friend.
Right.
We had a friend, Mikey. Our friend Mikey. His daughter went to the Upper West Side.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. I never thought she would go. Like from Beis Yaakov, YU Beis Yaakov.
Yeah, people branch out. I don't think that's my. You have to know your community. If you're going to be somebody who you think you're going to meet somebody at an Upper West Side type of event, understand what type of people they are and the people that you're going to be meeting and people that you're having meals with. Understand who they are. Like they're not the type of community that I would necessarily put myself in the position to be in moving forward. It's not my type of thing. I understand what I like. I do shidduchim. I am a shidduch kind of guy. People see me, they're like, oh, that guy, he's shidduch. He needs to be told what to do by shidduch.
He's the shidduch.
He likes to be, right, he needs to be miserably taken care of by shidduch. I'm being careful. And, so you have to know your community. I don't think there's I would rather personally go to an event place, like some sort of program, because at a program, you're away. Tell me
how that is.
I'll tell you why. Because at a program or a Shabbaton, which we plan to make upcoming in the near future, at a program or a Shabbaton, the difference is that you're all out of your element. You're not judging somebody based on the stereotypical crowd that they're with. Someone's in the West Side, you have this preconceived notion of who they are. This is a West Side person. I don't think I'm going to be, involved romantically ever with somebody from the West Side. It sounds nice in a Broadway show, West Side Story, but it's not a real concept for somebody
taking
like
shots
me
at the
who's from the Five Towns. I'm not taking shots. I'm slinging arrows. I'm not taking shots.
You'll never find me in Cedarhurst, that's for sure.
True. But
no, I'm kidding. I love Cedarhurst. I love Old Yidden.
Yeah, you do, right? But they don't love you back. But it's okay. It's okay. There's a small violin right there.
So you were saying that? Oh, I haven't.
But at a program, you take away everything. Nobody knows anybody, and you're all sort of stuck.
Well, first of all, what kind of program?
There is a
sense talking about gateways,
singles, any program, singles.
Oh, you're just
gateways.
saying you're saying
I meant
singles getaway.
Singles getaway.
Have you ever done one?
I have
singles
not.
Weekend?
Not officially.
So I'm going to trust the guy who hasn't done one and telling me it's going to be amazing.
We did a singles weekend a few weeks ago in the Jersey Shore, but that was a different.
Tell me more.
Different style.
Follow him on Insta.
But I would rather do that. I'll tell you that's why. Because again, everybody creates a sense of community based off of being at this event. We could all complain about the same caterer, about the same waiter, about the same lack of programs. In the West Side, everyone's sort of on their own. We're not at this communal survival ideal. We're not all surviving together. I don't know. What do you think of that?
Well, I'm gonna mention something one of our former co-hosts used to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know which one she was.
Oh.
So when you mention programs, I think of programs like the Pesach programs.
Okay.
We were making fun of them, remember, during Corona. It's funny. Thinking about that a long time ago. So I'm thinking about, like, programs for the Yom Tovim. I have gone on. There are years when I went on these programs that I felt like a total loser. I didn't know anybody. No one really showed interest. I tried. And it wasn't our style. It was hashkafically not compatible. And it was, I was in quite the conundrum. There were other programs that I went on, Yom Tov programs, that they were the best of my life. I was hot shizzle. Everyone wanted to be my friend.
Why?
Everyone wanted me to go out with their daughter. Well, I told them I wasn't related. I didn't know you. That was a big one.
Oh, God. I don't know this guy off the air, everyone. I do not know him off the air.
The food was insane. There was plenty to do. I like programs. I like, Jewish Yom Tov programs, kosher Yom Tov programs, because I think you could really be anyone you want. You can really take on put on a different hat for a few days. Or you can just be yourself, which I like also, because, when you're home for Chag and you have your family, you got to go to shul, you have to wear different hats. You have to wear uncle hat. You have to wear, in your case, the aunt hat. You have a relative that you're friends with and you're really good friends with, and it's so nice to have him. But at the same time, you also have a relative and you're like, oh my God, I can't, Uncle Harry's coming. Uncle, Uncle Brother that guy. Oh, Fredo, cousin Fredo.
On the air.
Cousin Fredo is coming.
No. Yeah.
People hear you now.
Well, that's okay.
Cousin Fredo's coming. So basically, there's a lot going on at home. You're just like, what the heck? Like, I can't do this. Let's just go away to a program. All the meals are taken care of. You don't have to think about much, and it's a vacation. At the end of the day, it's like a really cool vacation, and that's what I like about it. You ever been to a program?
Yeah, I have.
Once or twice you mentioned.
I have. I hated it. It was the worst time of my life.
No way.
Well, in that case, I was stuck with a variety of people who, let's just say, I wouldn't be friends with any of these people, even if they were the last people on earth in the frum community.
That's where I met you.
That is, yeah, basically. And then, yeah. But no, it wasn't my type of program. It was like super uber yeshivish awkward. Uber yeshivish awkward.
Uber, yeah. Sounds like Gateway.
It was not my program. But it was, at least I was able to make fun of it as I was there. I was able to just laugh.
That's a good way to
Otherwise,
handle it,
I would have cried for a few days and been quite depressed. And there was nothing to do. It was absolutely nothing to do. It was in a conference hotel. I didn't like my roommate. And
your roommate? Oh.
put it that way.
Oh, Cousin Fredo was it? Okay.
I didn't like my roommate. But it was an experience. I'm happy I experienced it. That's all.
So I think like basically to after giving all that information, I think there could be too much time with the family spent, too much time alone. Is that a thing? Is all this time really so tough for singles? Because not just only is it that we have to chagim and you have to go to shul and you have to be home. You can't be at work. It's no electricity. Obviously we're all machmir here. Like no, we're shomer Shabbos, shomer kashrus, right? Like, is it too much time alone with the family? Is it too much time with the people at shul? You start thinking like, do I really like these people? Too much time with the rabbi or the rabbah in your situation.
Is there too much time? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Well, it's as much time as you allocate to it. I don't know, like what type of how much time there's 24 hours in a day. So you're in shul. Put the math together.
3 minutes.
No, you're in shul for a few hours. Women have it potentially easier because they really don't come to shul.
Well, I heard women,
aside from so the girls probably, we don't have a girl on to review this perspective with, but I'm sure for Yumtif it may be a little bit easier for them. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear what they have to say. Maybe we'll put out a poll. Maybe we'll hire a girl to give us an answer. We don't know where to find them, obviously, but we know.
We know.
Yeah, for guys, you're in shul. You know, you're not wearing your talis, you're not wearing a kittel, and it is, people look at you a little bit differently than the average Joe, regular folk. But you know, I wouldn't have it any other way, because you know, married people are they have their own sets of struggles and challenges, and you know, you can't really just focus on the fact on, hey, they're married, wow, unbelievable, good for them, you know, they made it, they hit the jackpot. No, because then another set of challenges comes. Then you have the in-laws and dealing with that, and then you know, dealing with your wife, where she wants to go, packing up, finding a place to, you know, get your kid to go to. You know, it becomes a whole extra set of potential, I would call it problems. These are good problems to have. I'm not saying that it's not. Being single on Yumtif and not being totally depressed and in a cocoon, being stuck in your bed, is a good problem to have. It's good to see. You know, if you're happy and single and not going to shul, that's a problem. You should want, the reason you should be upset is that you want that life. You want to move on. You want to get to obtain a certain level of to progress in life. So it is okay to be unhappy at times.
Oh, Avery, take a look at this. We got the fun new video up on the webpage. It's Eitan Kamowitz, Lubavitch in Shidduchim, gets up at some nightclub and tells some very funny Shidduch dating stories. And believe it or not, the crowd reacts well. They totally get it. So check that up. It's on shidduchpodcast.com under articles. shidduchpodcast.com under articles. Everyone go to the website and check out, you know, those clips and the funny videos we have up there. I remember one woman actually mentioned to us that while men do go to shul, do go to minyan, and that has its own challenges, the fact, the girl mentioned, I think either on ours or Holy Shit, she said, well, girls don't have that option. In most shuls, they can't go to shul every Shabbos. In most shuls, they can't really come on Yom Tov.
They can't go. Of course they can go. They can go anytime they want.
There's no place for them.
There's a women's there's a female women's section. I don't know if you heard of it.
You're such a closed-minded individual.
Where else?
Avery, some shuls don't have a women's section.
What shul doesn't have a women's section?
Congregation Ahavas Anoshim.
Find me the shul that doesn't have a women's section.
Congregation Lo Ohe.
Some men I know only go for the women's section.
That's true. That's true. That is true. I can. You want to know anything more about that?
No, not really.
Yeah, no. But they also mentioned the fact that preparing meals and all things, right? So they have to prepare the meals. They have to do those things. And men do it too. I do it. I know you do it. But they just can't go to shul and get picked up by a stranger. Like, oh, hey, come to my house for Shabbos. Come to my house for the Chagim. Like, I went to shul and literally there were probably, I had 6 or 7 offers. Oh, come to my house for the meal.
A girl doesn't get that. Party. Yeah, they don't.
A girl doesn't get that because they're there, they're at shul, and what happens? Like, oh, the wife's like, oh, she's gonna, seduce my husband. I mean, it is crazy. How do Jewish women think
the girl's
like this?
Place.
How do they think like this?
Well, let's put it this way. I don't want to be stereotypical sexist Avery. Everyone complains about what I have to say.
I do.
But a girl's place in the frum community is you do your little candlelit shtick. You make the food and you set the table, you set the house together in a good way. It's a positive thing. It's not a negative thing. People, the feminists will come after me. Oh, he's anti-women, going to shul and working, and they have to stay at home and be the mother. No, being a mother is a job. It's a role. 500 years ago, there was no such thing as women working. There was no such thing. They were actually mothers.
Whoa.
There were real mothers who actually watched their kids and helped them grow. Birds, mother nest. There's a reason. There's a reason that children cling to like a loving parent, a loving mother.
This is a whole topic, Avery. You're gonna open up a can of words.
And the women who go to shul understand this, and they learn from the parent. They cook at the table, and they develop the house. And I'm sure many of the girls that we date or listen to the podcast help their siblings and they help nurture the family. And because that's the woman's role. That is the role in our community. If you disagree with me, take it up with. I'd love to hear it, but I think that is the role.
Already disagree.
We know people who, the woman wears the pants of the house. I completely. Not only do I think it's abominable for a child to grow up where they turn the husband into like the woman of the house and he's cooking and cleaning. I think it's abominable.
Gender. I thought
we're getting gender.
We're not your non-binary gender here.
I'm as politically correct as you come, but I think it's abominable. I can't stand it. Can't stand it.
Okay, well, Avery's done with his tirade.
Yeah, I'm done
and,
here.
No, certainly, I'm, I hear what you're saying. Look, let's be real. That I don't see that really often in the Jewish community. I'm in the Orthodox community. I don't really see it. I don't really see it in the Orthodox. There are some cases, certainly in the unorthodox community. The liberal, the conservative, reform, progressive. They have it there.
Well,
but sticking to the topic here is like, Shabbos Yumtif being single.
Yeah.
There was a girl who mentioned to us in the show somehow, and she said like, we can just, like I just said, I get 6-7 offers. I go to shul. I put my foot out the door. I get 5-6 offers. Girl, it's different. Girls different. They just can't show up to shul and expect something to happen. So I hear that. So maybe basically not really having a more welcome to your shul like the men do, like the guys do here in Shidduchim and singles. It definitely doesn't propose too many other options, where at least with us, you never know. You could go to a Shabbos table. You could have a good time. I don't
know why women can't go to a Shabbos table. What does that mean?
Well, they don't get the invite. They don't get the invite.
That? What does that mean?
Oh, yeah, no. Most women will tell you they don't get invited. Like, if they go to shul and they bump into someone, they don't just get an invite. Like, oh, come to my house. Come for me for Shabbos lunch.
People plan meticulously before Yom Tov to go to a certain place for Shabbos to go to find meals.
Oh, is that what you did?
Women and men.
Is that what you did?
Women and men.
What you did?
I'm a special case.
Oh!
I don't plan.
We're calling this schmuck out over here.
I'm a special case.
Please.
I'm a special case. Women and men, women or men are equally as free to do whatever they want and find whatever meal they want. I disagree with that entirely.
So let me ask you, Avery, on this topic of Shabbos and Yumtif, right? Let's say you are dating a girl. It's more than 2-3 weeks. You want it to go somewhere. Would you invite them to Yom Tov?
What?
Would you invite them to your house for Yom Tov?
Absolutely not. No.
Well, now, what if she invited you?
2-3 weeks.
What if she invited you?
2-3 weeks.
Okay, what about 2 months?
2 months maybe, but 2-3 weeks, that's not a conversation. That's just...
Why not? You're an older single.
Socially
Avery,
off.
you're an older single. You don't got much going on.
No.
She's going to Cancun. Cancun is popular this year. She's going to Cancun. She's like, oh, look, my parents are very rich. We want to take you.
Unless I feel that there's a commitment in the relationship. This goes for 2-3 weeks, 2 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Unless I feel that there's a commitment to a progression within the relationship.
Problems right here.
Unless I feel that there's a commitment to
committing.
Here's my answer. You want my answer? I'll give you the answer. Unless I feel that there's a commitment to the relationship, that it's going to go somewhere. Because I don't want to bring someone in for Shabbos who I don't think is going to, it's just floundering upon, found some woman on the street who is, definitely desperate to come to someone's house for Shabbos and is willing to. Unless I feel like there's some sort of pathway towards marriage, I don't feel like I am going to have them over. I'm sorry if you disagree, but we don't willy-nilly just bring people to a house.
I think for singles, planning for Shabbos Yom Tov is done impetuously. It is done impetuously. It's done without really planning, thought, or care, because it's just on default. Like, there's just so much to plan. There's so much to do, especially during these Yom Tovim, especially the September, October, depending on the year, September, October Yom Tovim. And yeah, I mean, I can't blame anyone for having a rancorous approach to it, because this is a challenge. There's a lot going on. You have to like focus on yourself, focus on everything, just yourself. Like you said before, you know, this is a forced time upon you. Yeah, pretty much that. Let's see what else we got on the topic list. So, it's after Chag. You had the worst Chag of your life. You're depressed. You're crying. You got 100 Amir Hashems by you, and then you're dating a girl. Okay, you like the girl. You want it to work out, and she asks you, you know, text or maybe when you're on the date, how was Yom Tov? What do you say? Can you tell them, oh my God, it was depressing. It was the worst Yom Tov of my life. What do you say, Avery?
Be honest.
I don't do.
Oh, I don't know. If you had a tough time, be honest about it.
Okay, so you're gonna tell her.
Yeah, it was tough.
So she breaks up with you.
Okay.
She's like, oh,
she's not the one. I don't know. Like,
this is the only one left. This is the only one left.
There's no such thing. I'm sorry for the lack of.
What was that? You wanted me to answer that? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
What would you do in that situation, IJ?
Yeah, you know, it's tough. I don't know. I would say I would right away say like, hey, it was actually nice. Thank you for asking. And then I would bring it up at some point.
Why would you give them false impressions?
Well, I wouldn't lie, because there were some parts of it that was nice, and I would say, oh yeah, like some parts were nice. Well, Avery's holding a knife, but then because I think they'll run away. They'll be like, oh, it's depressed. Oh, see, he's just depressed all the time. It's an apple. I'm like, you know, and it's just is what it is. No. I don't think we should. Look
when somebody asks you how your day is going,
make everything sad and sorrow.
Well, this adds to a good question. Like when someone asks you, what? Yeah. When someone asks you how your day is going, do you just say, great, even if it's not going great?
I tell them like, oh, I'm so sad. Like I was dating this girl in Israel and she broke my heart.
Yeah.
I'm coming for her.
Are you a newlywed couple or a parent of a newlywed couple? Well, you may have just found your shidduch, but there's another shidduch that our friend Broker Ben can make for you, and that's for your new home. Broker Ben sells houses, rents apartments throughout the tri-state area. He specializes in the 5 towns and Crown Heights. If you need a place to stay for short-term, long-term, to live, and create a house that can build future shidduchim, reach out to Broker Ben at 516-491-9593, or you can find him on Instagram at the Broker Ben on Instagram.
Hey guys, it's IJ from the Nobody Talks Shidduch Podcast. I want to take a moment to tell you about Kosher Response. It's helping families each and every day that are in dire need of our continued help and support. Whether it's Shabbos, Yom Tov, or even a weekday meal, we can't do it without you. Food will be distributed by packages to people's homes who are in much dire need. Hundreds of families are helped, so please partner with Kosher Response by doing this mitzvah with them. This chesed, and for all information, you can go to their website, which is donorbox.org/kosher response, or you can go to kosherresponse.com. Again, Kosher Response, helping families in need and doing great things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 55, Nobody Talks Shidduch Podcast, the Shabbos Yom Tov episode, which is we're calling Seasons Come and Go, but Yom Tov Never Change, and I'm on my way.
Please stop, please.
You love it. You love it. Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but buy stuff our sponsors mentioned. Avery, take it away.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's a crucial a crucial element of the Jewish single life, Orthodox Jewish single life, and I think I'm happy that we discussed it and talked about the challenges of remaining single, such as, a lack of distractions and, the loneliness that someone could feel within the frum community by being single and not with someone, but also the highlighting some of the aspects that people may not think are actually beneficial, and why it is important to stay aware of these things and keep plugging forward despite the challenges of Yom Tov. So
push through. Happy face, smiley face, silly face. This is the Nobody Talks Shidduch Podcast. Alchi's Media Network.